Guys, stocks are exploding. We just had the Fed cut interest rates, the federal funds rate, by a half point, and stocks are about to take off. A lot of people don't believe that. They think there still may be a recession coming with the SOM rule, with the difference between the short term and long term interest rates. And I'm going to show you in this video the live trades that we have on the option trading platform. And we've got protection should the market take off. We're going to be in the best stocks. And if the market drops, we're protected as well from that tail risk. There's an election coming up and a lot of volatility in the market as well. So in this video, we're going to go through where we are in the S&P 500 year to date, what we did last week, and we're going to talk about the different sectors and how they have performed, what they look like moving ahead. And we're going to talk about the economic calendar, what's coming up this next week, as well as interest rates, and where are we as far as the fear and greed index? What are people thinking going forward? And then, like I said, we're going to jump into those live trades. So be sure and hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get this video out to as many people as possible. Be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. It talks about the two main benefits of trading options over buying stocks alone outright. There's also a paid course if you want to dig in to options a little bit deeper and get the most bang for your buck. Use the link below and open an account with Moomoo. You can get 8.1% on uninvested cash and free stocks as well. You can also get the free charting software that's great, and I use it every day. It's a zero commission online platform brokerage. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial planner and I'm not recommending trades. Please do your own research, and if you're new or learning options, I recommend you start small. All right, guys, so we started the week in the S&P 500 at 5626 and ended up at 5702. You can see right here on the 5-day chart. So we were up about 1% last week, and year to date, we're up about 19%. We started the year at 4743. And again, we're at 5702 right now. So the forward PE, the price to earnings ratio right now is 21. So it is definitely a little bit high. We're at all-time highs and above that 10-year average, with the 10-year average for the price to earnings ratio at about 18. So we're a little bit overvalued right now. And there's people like Buffett right now that are sitting in cash. They still think that with this SOM rule and what's going on, that there may be a pullback in the market. We've got the election coming up, so a lot of people are expecting a pullback prior to the election. So in the last 5 days, over the week, that 1%, here's the different sectors and how they performed. You can see everything was up. Energy was up big, financials were up big, and utilities. Consumer staples were down a little bit, as well as healthcare and real estate. And then if we look at year to date, again, we've got everything up. Utilities up the biggest, followed by financials and communication services. And energy is only slightly up. I still think energy is kind of in a range, but it's at the lower end. And technology, it's following. And with these cuts, that helps. But it's up about 15. So everything's up big this year so far. As far as the economic calendar, last week the big news was the interest rate decision, and we had a half-point cut. And that was really what moved the market. And then this week coming up, we've got new home sales on Wednesday. We've got jobless claims, 223,000 expected. That's coming out Thursday. And then we've got the PCE coming out on Friday. So with the PCE, it's expected to be 0.2%. For the month, and then year over year 2.7%. As far as interest rates, we had that half-point cut. So right now we're at we went from 5.25 to 5.5 down to 4.75 to 5. Now we're looking at a 48% chance of another quarter point cut in November, and a half-point cut, a bigger cut, in a 51% chance. So that's interesting. I would suspect a quarter, and then maybe another quarter in December, but they're going to continue into next year. Look at next year, there's the highest chance, 35% of us being at 3.25 to 3.5 in March of next year. So interest rates pretty much cuts every month going forward is what is being expected. As far as where we are on the FactSet Earnings Insight Report, our growth rate is 4.6% for Q3, which is really good. We talked about that PE ratio and the 10-year average. If we go down and we look at page 11 on this, we can look at the expectations for Q4 of 15% and revenue growth of 5.2% for Q4. So really good. And 10% for the calendar year this year and 5%. And then look at next year's calendar year, 15.2% for earnings growth and 5.9% for revenue growth. So really good. Fear and greed looks like, with the move up in the market, people got a little greedy. People want to jump in when it moves up. That's when, I like to be defensive and sell. We want to be greedy when others are fearful. So when we're down here at extreme fear, that's when we want to be all in. Or almost all in. And when we're up in this range, we want to have some cash on the sidelines waiting for that pullback. So let's jump into the trades that we've got on. This is actually the Tasty Trade platform. I use it for options in this particular portfolio. And the first one that we've got is AMD. And if we look at AMD, we've got two put credit spreads on in AMD. And my target for AMD is quite a bit higher. The semiconductor stocks have been doing pretty well. We're at 155. Last week we were at 152. This is the annual chart. So I've got the 1 year, 1 day. And just to explain, the Bollinger Bands are the white. There's a top, middle, and lower line. And then I've got some moving averages. The 50-day is the red, the 13-day is the green, and then the 200-day is the yellow. So you can see we're just above that, bouncing off. So this is a bullish chart for AMD. And my target for AMD is actually much higher. And you can see all the analysts, they've got a 187 target. That I'm at least there. I'm like 200. And everybody's got it to buy. So I think it's a good time to be long. Thus, that's why I have the put spreads on. And you can see as long as we stay above these short puts, we are profitable. And we've got $604 left in this next 26 days in this cycle in order to collect. We can collect $600, $604 just in the next 26 days on these two trades, as long as we stay above this 150 or 150 short strike. And we're at 155.95 right now, so we're looking good. And I don't see us dropping, in the next 26 days, but hey, we'll see. And you can see the break evens all the way down here below 145. So I like to be long in AMD right now. Avago, another chip stock, Broadcom, same situation, except this time I've got an iron condor. I threw on last week the 182 call because we had a big move up in the market, and you can see the chart there. So I've got right here my levels that as long as we stay between this level, then I collect. We've got $425 left in this in Broadcom, as long as we stay between 160 and 182, and that's what I'm doing in Broadcom. Coinbase, it's been down, but I think it's trending up right now. We need to stay between this range. I've got an iron condor on. You can see the profit zone right here. We're at 170. We had a move up in coin last week. Let's see. We moved up from 170 to 163 last week. So we did move up. I need to be in this range, and you can see we're right 170. So we're right here, this blue dot, and we just need to move up here. And look at all this money we can collect, $1,600 P&L. If you look at the P&L at expiration right there, up right here. And yeah, I'm not sure why it doesn't show that on the extrinsic, but anyway, I've done a lot of trades back and forth with coin, and it's been doing well. DraftKings. DraftKings has been doing pretty well. It's up at the top end of my range. I need to stay between these lines, and you can see the trend up just recently. And we've done really well in DraftKings over the last year. I know we've made over $3,000. Let's see. Yeah, 34.64 just trading options in the last year in DraftKings. So um, it's doing really well. And we've got the leaps option, the 30 call on, and then we sold a 40 put against it. So as long as so we're going to collect on both sides. We've got 157, and I just do these monthly and collect income. And the leaps option makes money just like owning the stock as the price moves up. Elf is a health or it's a beauty. I had Ulta on, but Ulta did not. I mean, it already made a big move up, and we did really well, and we made money on that. But Elf is one actually Jim Cramer. I follow just to hear what he says because so many people listen to him. But he pointed out this stock and it being. So I checked it out and I looked, and everybody's got it to buy and a 212 target, and it's at 112 right now. So I'm like, what the heck? And so I kind of looked at it. I looked at the financials, super solid income statement and balance sheet. So there's nothing not to like about this. And being down, it probably can't fall a whole lot further. So I'm said, hey, I'll put something small on. I haven't traded this before, but I just put on a $10 wide put credit spread. And what did we collect? So basically $295, 335 minus, we're down 40 right now, but we collected 295. So if you look here, and you can see I just put that on 295 on 9/16. So last week, 295. I put on I sold the 110 and bought the 100. So that's what we've got on in ELF, and our break even, that brings our break even down to the 110 minus the 295, so just below 10, about $107, and we're at 112 right now, and it's way down. I don't think it's going to drop more, so that's what I'm doing. I'm long ELF, and it gives me a little bit of diversification because I don't have a health and beauty on. And ask your wife, ask your girlfriend, and you ladies know if you're listening that you're probably not going to skimp on your makeup and beauty, even if the market turns and there is, a recession and we have a pullback in the market. I think ELF is going to be pretty solid. Gold is I've got several iron condors on, and the reason is the IVR rank is 66, so it's really high right now. And you can see as long as we stay above 230 to 245, so a huge, pretty good range. And you can see here 230 to 245. I want to stay between there. We're up here at 242. I think a little high right now. You can see big moves up. But I just want to stay in that range in the next, we're still in October, so 26 days, and then we'll collect 566 in external right here. L3, this is one that we've done really well with, over the past year. So I took a look at it. IVR is pretty good, 28. So I said, hey, you know what? I know we did well on this. Actually, if we take a look, we can look at the last year. Yeah, we made $1,781 just over the last, and I'm not even in it right now, but that's why I wanted to get back in it. I can collect 375 with this iron condor with 26 days left. And if you look, the earnings is not even 1024. So earnings 1024, and this expires 1018. So before earnings, we need to stay between 230 and 240, and it's in between this range. And hey, we've been trading in that range. And L3, we've got wars going on. They're a great defense stock, super solid fundamentals. And what do we? Curve analysis. I don't know why it's not showing my chart here, but okay. So that's L3, iron condor. That's not, that's why, because it's not on yet. I've got this on as a placeholder to place Monday when the market opens. So I'm looking to collect $375 on this on Monday when it opens. So yeah, it says pending. So I put that on. I put on a GTC order, a good till canceled. I'll show you how to do that right now. So if we go October, and then if we put on, I think I had the 230, 220, and 240, 250, 375. And then if we go to the curve mode, then you can see that we collect $375 as long as we stay in this range. We're right here at 233. We can go down to 226 up to 243, and we are profitable. And right here, 226, 243. So we need to stay in that range. But I'm putting that trade on Monday as well. And you can see it right here pending. And I'll just adjust this after the market opens, depending on what it does. But looking to put the L3 Harris on again. Micron has been down, but it moved up 90 last week. So it's just slightly been moving up. I need it to stay in this range. Do I have both sides on? In Micron. Yeah, I threw the call on last week because we had a move up in Micron. I love it long term. I don't know why it's down so much. I guess they're saying that there's a oversupply right now. The memory market, DRAM and SSDs, is very market sensitive and moves up and down with supply and demand. But my target for Micron is much higher. It's at 90 right now. And look at where it's been. It's been up at 160. The analysts all have it much higher. Everybody's got it to buy 161, and it's at 90. So to me, this is like a screaming buy. The only reason I put the 95 on is, I could collect some good. Oh no, I sold my. I'm not doing an iron condor. I've got a leaps on, so I'm completely long in Micron. And then I just sold a 95 call against it in case there is a pullback. But I would still collect on this leaps more than I would collect on the call. But this allows me to collect, wow, $427 if it expires below the 95 just in October, before October 18th. So love this trade. That's one of my favorite. Now, ServiceNow, I love this stock. I hate to go against it, but look, the IVR is big. It had a huge move up. Sure, my target is higher, but just in the next 26 days, look at the move up it's had. It's almost parabolic. When a stock is this, here's the 200-day moving average. When it gets that high, I'm going to put something above it. And then, it just gives me diversification. So when the market does drop, because if markets move up and down, then I can make money in both directions. So this is one I don't like to bet it against, but when is earnings? Earnings is 10/23, and I put on the October probably, or I'm looking to. It's a new one I'm putting on. Yeah, October. It's before earnings, 10/18, and earnings is 10/23. So we are going to be able to collect $290. So I put it above the market at $390, just so I can adjust that down to where the market opens. But probably $290. So almost a third the width of the strike. A third would be $333 on a $10 wire. So I'm going to put that on, and should the market stay below 980, and it's at 937, should ServiceNow stay below 980? And look, that takes it all the way up to here. Is it going to keep going up to here just in the next couple of weeks? It might, but then you know what I do? I just roll out to November and keep it on, because at some point it's going to drop back down, closer to this 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average. But I mean, it's a great stock, but it's just too high right now. So that's the reason I'm trading it. So you can see I trade both sides. NVIDIA is another one that I was looking to put the call on because it did move up last week, even though my target for NVIDIA is much higher. Everybody's got it to buy 125. It actually it's getting pretty fair, near that price, but I'm still long and looking to put on that call just because it's been moving up. So looking to trade both sides in NVIDIA. And also, it doesn't use any extra cash. So I'm thinking that in the next 54 days, I did this one in November, so I'm moving it out to 54 days. So my thinking is leave this, the short-term put spread on, the 115, 105, and let that run. And if it gets tested, if we do have a move down below the 115, then I'll roll to November. And then I'll already have the call side on, and I'll be able to collect on the put side as well. So that's the thinking on NVIDIA. IVR is pretty good at 27, so you can still collect pretty good premium. Oxy is another one. This is a Buffett stock value. I've just got a leaps on. I think long term it's going to go up. We're at 51. We're way down here right now, so I'm looking for it to move up. Energy is going to do well. Buffett owns a ton of it. Super good value right now. Great fundamentals. Palantir, look at this chart in Palantir. I love trading Palantir, but it's way up right now. I like being long, and I like having a leaps and then selling calls against it. So what I was going to do in Palantir, I'm just going to close out because IVR is low at 6.9. Actually, a good time to go long with the IVR if you're going to do a leaps, but except for the fact that we're already up huge. So I think it's kind of maybe a little bit overvalued right now. And if we look at the fundamentals, I mean, I know the growth rate's big. Let's look at look at the price to earnings, 218. It's crazy right now. So yeah, it's too high right now. So I'm just going to close out, take my winnings on Palantir. We've done well in Palantir. Let's see, over last year, yeah, $1,600, 1627 over the last 365, and then but I'm just going to close out Palantir and sit a little bit in cash on with that money. SoFi, you know, I love that long term. I've got some leaps on there. We're going to wait until it moves up with the interest rate cuts coming, and their loan business, and you know, it's a fintech, a great company. I've done videos on it, but love it long term. I'm just going to stick with that. So these next two, TMF and VIX, these are my hedges. So should there be some bad news and we have some volatility and the market drops, I think TMF should do well as as the stocks. If there is a pullback, the bonds, long-term bonds, will go higher. And this is the 3x share. So I've got a leaps option in TMF, and again, it will move up. It's actually kind of bullish, but because we're at highs, should the market move down, TMF will move up, and we'll make money and offset the losses in the stocks. I'll just roll out the stocks and stay long because interest rates are coming. So TMF's going to move up in time. Interest rates will move down. The value of TMF should move up. Now VIX, this is at 16 right now, and you can see the chart. And look at this, where it went back when we did have so there's certain spikes. So this protects the portfolio against tail risk. But look, we spiked all the way up to above 60, and above 60, I could have sold. So a big spike in the market, then I close out these leaps options that I have. But we're down at 16 again. So I bought the longest term that they have on the leaps, or that's what I'm looking to do. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to actually do 2 in May, 240. So if you look here, we go to table. This is the last option chain that they have on. I'm going to buy the 16s. So if you buy one, the mid price is $455. So it costs $455 to buy that. Now, if we go to the curve mode and you look, we make money as it spikes up. So you saw it was at 60 that it spiked up to when we had a drop in the market. If it spikes up to 60 right here, you see the P&L at expiration is $3,900, so almost $4,000 on 455, so almost a 10x return. So the whole portfolio drops, except TMF goes up, and then we make money $4,000 on a $400 and $55 investment. I'm actually going to do 2. You can see I've got 2 on. And then that will take it up to an $8,000 protection against it. So that's what I'm looking to do with VIX. I just do it as tail risk and protection, and 244 days out. Once we get down, you know, I'll leave that on for a couple of months, and then, you know, we have a big down day, I'll close it out and then move out to the next longest option chain again, because time decay as you get closer to expiration will eat you up when you're buying options. So that's why I want to go long term on those. So these are the hedges that I have. And then XOM, ExxonMobil, love trading this, 24 IVR. I've got 2 iron condors on. I've got 1 in October and 1 in November, all the same strikes. We need to stay between 110 and 120. We're right in the middle at 115, right in the profit range. And we've got $500 as long as we stay in that range to collect in the next 26 days. And you can see the chart. This is our profit range, and we're right in the middle. So that's what I'm doing in ExxonMobil. And let us look earnings next week. If we take a look at that, what do we got? AutoZone, Micron. Oh, so Micron is next week, 925. And again, you saw we were long. Accenture, used to trade that. IVR 60 because of the earnings. Let's look at the chart on that. Okay. And then, we've got Costco as well. Wow, Costco's at a high. So that'll be interesting to see how we do and how Costco does next week. All right, guys, I put a link down below for the free options workshop. Be sure and grab that. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Join Mumu. Get your free stocks. Leave a comment. Ask a question. I answer everyone. Let me know what you're trading. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.